How's it going, Raider Nation? It's JT, and I am back. I know it's been a while. I know it's been well over a month since I last posted, but my life has been absolutely crazy, and so I haven't been able to post, so I apologize for that. But I am back to making semi-consistent uploads. It's not only content here more, but also on my TikTok. It's at Condor Season, so definitely go give that a follow. Now, today, the day before draft day, I am giving my very final mock draft. Get ready for a pretty freaking great draft, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a fucking great draft. If this actually happens, I will be very happy. If these first two moves that I'm going to be talking about happen, this draft will be a success, in my opinion. So, let's get into it. First up, at pick number 7 is Devin Witherspoon. He's been a guy that we've been talking about in Raider Nation for a long time. He's the perfect scheme fit. He plays hard and he plays well. Will be an immediate impact starter, a day one starter, and will be our quarter of the future if he works out. As you guys know, as Raider fans, we do not have good luck drafting corners in the first round, but Devin is worth it. Next up, I have a trade up for the Raiders. We have draft picks. We can move up at will, honestly. 12 draft picks gets you a lot of movement in the draft. And as we know, Dave Ziegler likes to move up for the players that he wants. So, we trade up to pick number 22 with the Baltimore Ravens. And we give them pick number 38 in the second round, pick number 109 in the fourth round, and a 2024 round 3 pick. Now, it sounds like a lot, but we get pick 22, and at that spot, we get Kalia Cansey out of Pittsburgh, who could be a future Aaron Donald type player. And even if he's not the Aaron Donald type player, he will be an immediate, just like Devin, an immediate impact starter. We figure out our defensive tackle issue that we've had since, well, ever. We don't give up, in my opinion, that much this draft. We only give up 38 and 109, but we move up those spots to get a guy that we desperately need on our defense to be a great run defender, a great pass rusher to complement Max Crosby, and we could finally have an elite defensive tackle in the middle of our D-line, really just taking up space in the middle to allow Chandler Jones to get after the quarterback. Next up, we have another trade. However, we trade back this time and acquire one more pick while trading back. So, we trade back with the Falcons. We give up pick number 70 and a round 6 pick in 204. And we gain pick number 75 and round 4 of this year, pick number 110. I feel like this is good value because we lost that 109 pick in the trade with the Ravens. We get that back while only giving up a 6th round pick, which in my opinion is absolutely worth it. And we pick up edge rusher Nick Herbig out of Wisconsin. And I think this is the best player available at that spot. It's kind of like a weird spot in my opinion. When I was doing, draft stuff and mock drafts and stuff like that, that pick, number 70, was very hard for me to get because there wasn't like a ton of standout picks or a lot of value there in my opinion. But Herbig gives us a guy that we can develop behind Chandler Jones and just become a rotational guy this year and develop him to become the yin to Crosby's yang. And even if he doesn't work out, we will get a quality, rotational pass rusher out of him who can also play the run if that happens. So if we put him in on third down and they go with the run, we still have Herbig on the field who can stop the run, and he can also rush the quarterback. So I think that'll be a good value there. Not great, not my favorite player that I was really talking about a lot, or anyone's really talking about, but it'll still be good value at that spot. Next up, rounding out our top 100, rounding up to 4 top 100 picks. Despite trading up, we still have 4 top 100 picks, which is massive. At pick number 100, we get Garrett Williams out of Syracuse, who's a corner. He's only falling so far because he had an ACL tear in 2022. However, He's also falling because he played zone and wasn't super comfortable in zone. He's more of a man coverage guy, and when he was able to play man coverage, he really played his best ball, and that is perfect for our system. I think he'll be a great complement to Witherspoon and Hobbs and Amik and all the other guys, and recent addition, Duke Shelley, not Shelby, in our backfield and our secondary. I think this will be a great addition. I think he has the potential to be a really solid man corner or really solid cornerback 2 or cornerback 3 if he needs to be a little bit of a backup. But at this spot in round 3 at pick 100, I think this is the best value you can get, especially for a guy that's only falling so far because of an injury. We have Devin Witherspoon now, we have Hobbs, we have Duke Shelley, we have Amik Robertson, we have others that can play as well. So get him to where he needs to be and then let him play and let's see what he has. At pick number 110, we have our first linebacker off the board, Dorian Williams out of Tulane University. Not great against the run, but he could be a very, very much needed great coverage linebacker. We haven't had one in I don't even know. I don't know the last time that we had a linebacker that could actually cover a tight end or a receiver or a running back or whoever. He could be our, a really solid piece of linebacker core, which is very, very thin at the moment. But at the spot at pick number 110, he's a great value, and I think he'll provide that much-needed coverage linebacker, and he also is a solid pass rusher with 6 sacks last season. At pick number 141, I have safety Anthony Johnson Jr. out of Iowa State. He's a corner turned safety. He just turned to safety this past season, and he had a pretty solid season. So for a first-time safety, he had a really good season. So that means I would say it only means he gets better at being a safety. And I think he'll be a great addition to our safety core right now, which we have Marcus Epps and we have Trayvon Moehrig. So it's already a pretty decently young core already, and adding him in there will only add more depth and hopefully a developmental player to continue to grow in our system with Patrick Graham at the helm. Pick number 144, I have Ivan Pace Jr. out of Cincinnati. He's a linebacker. He's a great run defender and pass rusher. He had 12 sacks last season, which is crazy. And he's also pretty solid in coverage. Overall, I think this could be our mid-round day. This would be a day 3 pick. This could be the guy that we have as a day 3 pick that could be really solid for us. Will he be? I don't know. But I think this is a great pick at this spot in 144 and is a great addition to Dorian Williams in terms of getting a coverage linebacker who can also rush the passer on blitzes and who can also play the run, which is very, very important for Patrick Graham. Next up at pick 174, we get our quarterback of the future in Dorian Thompson Robinson. He is going to be taking over for Jimmy Garoppolo in the year. No, I'm just kidding. He could be. He's a very athletic quarterback who has the potential to have be that type of dual threat quarterback, but he needs a lot of development. He needs a lot of working on his technique. He can really run with the ball when he does take off, but he has a tendency to take off before he passes and is way too, free with running before passing. So he needs to work on his technique. But if we can develop him, he could be either a really good backup or even become a really good starter in this league once Jimmy Garoppolo either inevitably gets hurt or when we let him go in a few years. But we shall see. But I really do want to draft a quarterback at some point, and I think he's the best quarterback to pick because of his potential with his athleticism and playmaking ability at that spot in round 5. At pick number 214, I have us grabbing Antonio Amafi at a UCLA, another UCLA Bear being picked at that spot. We picked Dylan Parham last year in round 3, and I think this could be, like I said earlier, the yin to the yang of Dylan Parham. We do have Nathan Muti, who could be a starting guard for us. We have Alex Bars as well, but if Alex Bars is starting, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to die. But Antonio Mafi as a former defensive tackle who made the switch in 2020 to becoming a guard, he has the strength to play against defensive tackles in the NFL. He has the strength, he has the size to do so, and is a mean guy in the run game. He's very, very good in the run, which is great. He just needs better work in his hands in terms of guarding against pass rush. But if you can get his hands to where it needs to be, his technique needs to be a little bit better, and not just be pure brute strength, he could be a really just mean guard for us to add to our line and honestly round out our pretty decent O-line that we're building right now. Second to last pick is pick number 220, Quindell Johnson out of Memphis. He's a safety, great technical safety, but lacks the speed. So if he gets beat over the top, he may, pull on some jerseys or interfere with the ball. But his technique is really good. He also needs to tackle a little bit better. But again, this is a round 7 pick. This is going to be a guy that develops. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But since his technique is so good, and the thing that he's lacking is his actual athletic ability. If you can bring up his speed, or at least make it so his technique can make up for his lack of speed, that is going to be fine. Stop. Our very last pick number 231, Aubrey Miller Jr. out of Jackson State. He's a linebacker. He's going to be Javin White 2.0. I don't know if you guys remember Javin White, but he was a developmental linebacker that we picked out of University of Las Vegas. A hometown guy, stuff like that. But he's making to be great all-around linebacker. I mean, when you look at his PFF grade and just look at him in general, he has, he's great in coverage, he's great in the pass rush, he's great against the run. It's just he was playing at Jackson State. That's his biggest issue, is that he didn't play against the greatest competition. He didn't go to the big school. He did play at MSOU before transferring to Jackson State, so he took a step down and he was able to excel. So it's a matter of, can he bulk up and develop properly? And if he can and play at an NFL speed and NFL level, he has the potential to be a really, really good linebacker. That concludes the JT Condor season mock draft for the Raiders, the final one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like this video if you agree with anything I said in this video at all. And guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Enjoy draft night, and see you in the next video. Peace out, Raider Nation.